city of Mont Belvieu just puts on a great show all year long. So, you're thinking of making a move to the Mont Belvieu area. Today, we're going to dive into the map and see exactly where all of the important locations are in relation to the city of Mont Belvieu. We're going to help you figure out where the nearest airports are if you're flying in. We're going to look at some great places to eat, and we're going to check out some parks and, of course, homes in the area. So let's go ahead and dive in right now. My name's Troy Tomlinson. I'm a real estate agent here in the area, and I would love to help you plan your next move. Whether you're looking to move today or in 10 years, I would love to help you make your move smooth. Okay, so we're going to dive into the map. I'm going to be looking kind of at my screen over here, just that's why I'm not looking at you. So we are, of course, right here in Mont Belvieu. And so Mont Belvieu is this general area. Right? This is 146. So there's a little shopping center here that's arguably Baytown or Mont Belvieu. And then kind of down here at 99, all the way down south, and you can't see because my head's in the way, but this whole area is kind of Mont Belvieu. And then you have Cove and you have Old River, which are Mont Belvieu is of course a suburb of Houston, or we're going to call Cove and Old River suburbs of Mont Belvieu. They're just little areas that are in the same school district, basically the same place, just nearby very small towns that use the same name of town. So that's kind of where we're at, but if you'll look, we are roughly 30 to 45 minutes into downtown Houston. Not really sure what Spicy Girl is. Must be a ad on Google Maps, but you can check that place out, I guess. But drive's going to be 30, 45 minutes, worst case scenario, and then sometimes there will be traffic here at this bridge in the mornings, so it'll send you 90. So that's always a second route's always nice to have. And then of course that's about the same distance, right? 34 miles versus 32. So same distance, a little bit longer if you have to go that other way, but there are multiple ways to get into town. Of course, you can go 146 and get there that way also. But I digress. There's lots of ways to get there. 30, 35, 40 minutes, maybe an hour on days with traffic. But that's getting to Houston. So we have two major airports in the area. We have, of course, George Bush International, which is on the north side of town, and then we have Hobby, which is on the south side of town. It's where Southwest flies out of, so cheap flights that direction. But let's take a look back at our map. We have George Bush, which of course is that big honking thing up there. 40, 55 minutes, so an hour to your plane ride, worst case scenario. Again, lots of ways you can get there, but 40, 55 minutes. And then of course we have our Hobby Airport, which is on the south side of town. Let's drop in, right, so we have Hobby down here. And that one is about the same, time frame to get there, still less than an hour away. So you have two really great options for airports, depending on who you fly with or where you're coming from. Great options, either one, about an hour, good to go. Okay, so we took a look at where the airports are. We know how to get into downtown, but let's take a look at the city of Mont Belvieu as a whole. So I know we kind of looked at where it is, but let's, my head was in the way. We're going to take a look now. So if you go down here on this side, changes to Goose Creek School District. This would be like Lee High School down this direction. There's a few neighborhoods over here. And then going up this way, 99. This, of course, is that shopping center that I talked about that, Baytown claims it. I think it's actually called the Mont Belvieu Park Square, something like that. But we'll look at that in a second. And then you see it says Mont Belvieu here, but this is all plants. There's not houses here. So really, Mont Belvieu or Barbers Hill is, this counts, I guess, but it's all this area. And it goes down, right? Of course, we have that cove. This area up here is kind of the Old River area, but still part of Mont Belvieu. Then you go down here, right? Of course, all this section is Beach City, but again, there's not a whole lot of houses. There's houses along the water line. They go to Barbers Hill School District, so we include them with Mont Belvieu. But if you want to have big acreage and stuff, this is the side to be in Mont Belvieu. It's substantially cheaper. But this is kind of Mont Belvieu as a whole, right? Again, Beach City, Cove, and Old River are suburbs of the suburb Mont Belvieu. So I'm going to clear all this up, and let's take a look. Right, if you'll notice all these dots, right, these are all different, important locations that I think you really need to know about. So we'll dive into those one at a time and, explain the whole area. All right, so I've zoomed in a little bit, but that's just kind of to get rid of all that area that was down there, that there's just houses. There is one thing down there that we won't go into, but Yepez Vineyard, fantastic place, lots of, it's nice. We'll do a whole video on, the Cove side in the future, so I'm going to save it for that, but Yepez Vineyard, nice place to go. Great for hanging out, make their own wine, lots of events there, cool stuff. All right, what we've got, we have Showbiz, which was that spot that, sometimes Baytown claims it, sometimes Mont Belvieu claims it. I believe it's actually considered Mont Belvieu Square, I think is what it's called. And then you have the Welcome to Baytown sign literally across the street. So I don't know what they're doing over there. But this is 5 minutes up the road. Great place for bowling. It's a movie theater. They have the IMAX theater. In that parking lot, there's all kinds of food. You got Chick-fil-A, you got Great American Cookie, you got sushi, you got, all that kind of stuff. And I went over it a little deeper in the Baytown video if you want to check that one out. But that's Showbiz, right? Great entertainment. And I'm going to just kind of go left to right and, explain everything as it shows up. So, Hackberry Park. This is a great location. I'll show you an aerial here, but it's just a huge walking park, basically. I mean, it's tons of walking trails. There's stocked ponds. There's a dog park across the street. It's really just an area for you and your family to go relax. They do host events there occasionally, and then there's a couple neighborhoods that surround the park. So if you're into running and jogging and fishing and kayaking, maybe one of those neighborhoods will be for you. But it's free. Everybody can go out there, so definitely something to check out when you're visiting the area. Moving on, I guess let's go ahead and just jump all the way north. Eagle Pointe. So, Eagle Pointe is a recreation center. They've got a huge facility. It's got a wave pool, indoor, heated swimming pool, tennis courts that light up at night, weight rooms. They host events. I think we got Comic-Con coming up. By the time this video gets posted, it might have passed. But they do all kind of, crazy events there. But it's been there for a hot minute, and then of course right next to it we have the Eagle Pointe Golf Course, which is currently under construction again. I don't know what they're doing, but there's a nice big golf course out there that's been around for a long time. So check that out. If you're a golfer, or if you just like having something to do nearby, it's a nice little area. I think memberships start for families like $76 a month. Then you can get cheaper if you sign up for a year, and it's cheaper, I think, if you live in the area. But definitely check that out. All right, we have Mont Belvieu has their what's that? City Hall, new fire station, police station. It's all being built right here, right across from RICELAND. The Mont Belvieu City Park, which is a just ginormous park. They've got a great pavilion. That's where we host a lot of our events there. That's where their Little League plays. I believe they have intramural sports that play there as well. There's a skate park, Again, more ponds that they stock. They host a lot of events there. They do during the winter months, they'll host a winter thing, and they'll bring out fake snow and have mountains, and kids can sled on it. Movie nights in the park, all kinds. Anything you could ask for a city to take care of. They host it there. This is also where they do their fireworks display, all that. 4th of July. Literally, the city of Mont Belvieu just puts on a great show all year long. They've got their I think every week or every other week they have a farmer's market, so you can get fresh meat from Prickly Pear. It's a friend of mine's cattle company. They raise Brahman cattle and sell the meat. So check them out. But that's the Mont Belvieu City Park, and again you'll see a flyover. And then of course Barbers Hill High School. So Barbers Hill is of course known for having very good schools. They're highly ranked in the state. They don't put up with a whole lot of stuff. You'll see them on the news all the time because one reason or another, just them kind of sticking to their guns, which is nice to see. Just because a lot of people don't do that anymore. But you'll see, they've got a huge, fancy, football stadium. They've got, their own baseball fields, and they've got, so it's one high school. I think it's 2 junior highs, right? They have a north and a south. And they have a whole bunch of different, feeder pattern stuff always happening. But they're always just building onto the high school because they do try to stay like a one high school town. Because anything other than an Eagle, I guess, wouldn't fit in the area. But that's Barbers Hill High School. And then we have, of course, our HEB parking lot, right? This area, and I'm going to zoom in because this place just blew up, right? Mont Belvieu has expanded in the last 5 years substantially. I mean, it used to be nobody, and it was, where people were to get away from people, and now all the people are there too, so you never really get away from them for long. So, this HEB parking lot, they have, and you'll see another flyover here, we got HEB, which is, of course, the best place in Texas to go shopping for all your grocery needs. In the parking lot, they've got, nail salons, they've got, let's see, they've got probably my favorite place. Ooh, let's see. Craft 96. Yeah. Craft 96. Oh, that's what I couldn't see. I was too far down. So they got Craft 96, which is fantastic. They have really good pork chops, really good pretzels. I like to eat there. Cactus Jack's is like a Mexican food place. They do a lot of live music. Host events there all the time. There's a playground there for your kids to hang out at. Toasted Yolk is a great brunch breakfast place. Floyd's, arguably the best, seafood in the area. If you don't count Monument Inn, which I think is better, but it's a little further away when you're in Mont Belvieu. And then there's just tons, right? If you go over here to Jeans, this is where you can buy, Yamaha sporting goods. They sell side-by-sides, boats, and then they have like a big pond out back where you can go ride them. Right, here's the pond. And then all this Hackberry Gully, they don't have it updated on the map yet, but a bunch of this is ponds, right? There's a huge pond here, there's a big pond here, and you'll be able to tell from the videos that I post here in a second. But I mean, this whole parking lot, it's just packed full of just all the best options. I think they just added a dollar store or a Five Below, but just a ton of great shopping options. And then across the street, there's some more food options, and then all up and down Eagle Drive, of course, which is the main street here, right? So that gets us back to our main view. But just Eagle Drive right here is going to be the main street through town. Goes all the way through, turns into 3180. I'm not really sure where maybe it's at I-10 is where it changes. But there's tons of places to eat, tons of places to live, tons of places to hang out. You know, of course, mainly it's city parks, but they're nice and well kept, which is very good for the area. So again, main streets, got Eagle Drive. We got our Eagle Drive here. We have 99, which, you know, kind of skirts the outside. If you're into bees, there's a place over here somewhere where you can learn all about bees and beekeeping and stuff like that. I'll link them in the comments so you can check out their stuff. But it's really cool. We went there for a homeschool event. Real fancy. Anyway, get distracted. And then, of course, we have I-10, which is the main highway, and then 146, which goes up this direction, turns into Dayton. This direction, of course, goes to Baytown, and then this direction goes to Wallaceville and further on Beaumont. And then, of course, if you go 99, that takes you, you know, it's another loop all the way around Houston, goes across the Fred Hartman Bridge. But, you know, you're close enough to everything here in Mont Belvieu that you're not super far away from anything, right? So it's, you know, about equidistant. You can get to Beaumont in an hour, you can get to Houston in 40, 35 minutes. So it's a nice little spot for sure. Yeah. Okay, and then of course, diving into the homes in the area. I skipped RICELAND a second ago just because I wanted to wait for here. But RICELAND is the newest community that's going into this area. This is going to be a 4,500 home neighborhood. They're planning to have, you know, it's master plan, so they'll have like a school within it. They'll have, you know, hopefully shops and different stuff like that, but it should all be in this little area. So RICELAND is going to be, I believe, all the way from this corner, and it is this whole, oh, hold on, I didn't zoom out enough, but I believe it's going to be all of this, right, and then I know it connects to this road over here, right, so there's going to be 4,500, right, well, I'm good at zeros, 4,500 houses in this area. It's gonna, they're packing them in there. They've got alleyway style homes, got traditional style homes. I think currently there's 6 different builders, and I'm sure more will come in the future. But it's going to be a huge, you know, master plan community. So we're glad to have that come into the area. You know, builders there. It's going to be Highland Homes, David Weekley, Chesmar Homes, and I think there's 2, 3 more. But that's the ones that I've talked to the most. But it's going to be a nice area right across from Town Hall. But yeah, and then of course, just all up and down Eagle Drive. This is all expanding like crazy, right? All these are new streets in the last 5 years. This little neighborhood, I've got a few family members that live in these neighborhoods. Walking distance to HEB, you're talking starting price point now, probably $375 if you're lucky, and then going up into the low 5s. I like that neighborhood. And then there is one particular house that I talked about in another video right here on Bridget. I think it's Bridget. Yeah, on Bridget. And I think it's like this house right here. But it's at $379, and you won't have an HOA. You don't really have to deal with any of the normal stuff that you deal with in Mont Belvieu. And it's right across the street from the high school and the park, right? All very close by. So super nice area. And that's about the cheapest that you can get in on the north side. And then of course, I'm going to make a whole nother video on the south side, but if you want cheaper, you know, south side, you can get into the Mont Belvieu schools for as low as like $220. And then for the north side though, Old River is where you'll find the older homes. There's some mobile homes out that way that you can get into for under $200,000, and your kids can still get into Mont Belvieu schools. So if that's your main focus, and you're on a budget, Old River or, you know, south of 10 is probably going to be the best route to go. And then, all through this area, there's tons of houses, right? Like I said, starting point right here is, probably one of the cheaper neighborhoods. And then starting at that 400,000 and then all through here. I mean, you've got some homes in this general area that are like acreage that are going for like 1.2, 1.5 million. This entire neighborhood here is going to be in the 500,000, 600,000s. Right, so just the whole area, it's 400 to call it on average 600. But it's a great place to be. Right, school district again, highly rated. But it's a nice area. We do a lot of our events that direction as opposed to where we are here in Baytown, just because it's real clean. It's very well kept. Everything's always nice and tidy. So it's a good area to be in. And if you want to know more about that area, of course, drop a comment. Let me know what questions you have. I'd be happy to make additional videos or call you directly. If you want to schedule a call with me, we can do that. Check the information down below. But that's kind of the Mont Belvieu area. We are going to get to that one last sneak peek, that area that you can see on my screen anyway right now. But just kind of the crown jewel of the area, in my opinion, because I like pretty things and outdoors. So you'll see a quick video of that from my quick snippet from the last video. Not able to do any drone shots because it's a wildlife reserve. But that, of course, is our J.J. Mays Trace. It's the wildlife park. They have a boat ramp where you can get to the Trinity. But this is a beautiful area where you can go looking for snakes and frogs and alligators and birds and all kind of stuff. But just love that area so very much. Again, I went out there the other day and it blew me away how pretty it was. And you'll see the video. But again, that's the Mont Belvieu area, right? So if you're looking to move to Mont Belvieu, right, which is a suburb of Houston, or you're looking to move to Cove or to Old River or any of those areas, right here around Mont Belvieu, take a look at this video. Take a look at the other couple of videos I've got in the playlist with Mont Belvieu, and then of course check out all my other videos for living in East Houston or east of Houston. I'd love to help you, find your next home. Again, whether you're moving today or in 10 years, I would love to connect and help you plan your next move and make your move smooth.